What is a drug addict? Drug addict is you. Drug addict is me. A drug addict is your sister, your brother, your mother, your dad, your grandparent, your grandmother, your grandfather, your child. A drug addict is someone like anyone. A drug addict is someone loved, someone lost, someone found, someone given a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, forever chances. A drug addict is someone who dies, who lives long, prospers, is poor as hell, is a criminal, is a clown, is a fool. A drug addict is me telling you what a drug addict is, wondering why drug addicts have to be. Those we forget and those we lose in life, and those who wonder why we can't be the lives that everyone says we can be, when then they don't love our lives, when our lives are something that we try. Drug addicts are everywhere, in every color, skin, every culture, faith, every part of the world, every neighborhood perhaps, every city for sure, every country absolutely. Drug addicts are us, and drug addicts are lost, and drug addicts need help, and drug addicts need help when they ask. But drug addicts also are those who fight for themselves. They fight for their lives. They fight hard, they fight good, they fight bad, they fight in between. And drug addicts are not very talkative sometimes, too. Drug addicts hide, drug addicts run, drug addicts steal, and drug addicts feel nothing for what they do when some might say you're wrong. Drug addicts are broken. Drug addicts cry all the time. Drug addicts hate and drug addicts love. And drug addicts are filled with love too. Drug addicts feel hope. Drug addicts feel hopeless. Drug addicts feel nothing, sometimes absolutely nothing at all. Drug addicts are this. Drug addicts are slaves. Slaves to an addiction, slaves to a drug, slaves to a condition that they live every day, slave to a condition that they fight, even if they say they don't. Drug addicts can be fun, maybe at the start, but maybe at the start is wrong to say. Drug addiction isn't what has an appeal to anybody. Nobody wants to be a drug addict. Drugs have appeal, and drugs are wrong to have an appeal of any kind at all. When the appeal is something that's alive, and the appeal is something that people just sometimes just try. They say, I'm going to be not a drug addict. I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to pop this pill. I'm going to smoke this roach. I'm going to smoke this blunt. I'm going to smoke this bowl. I'm going to try some of that you had. They try it once, they're hooked, they're gone for years, forever, no more, a falling apart, their life shedding to places and things they never thought they'd go and do and have a part of their life. Drug addicts are way different than when they were from the beginning. Are drug addicts hopeless? No, drug addicts are not hopeless. I asked God, what are drug addicts to you, sir? And what are drug addicts that you would say to me to say? And God would say, my son, say this. Drug addicts are you who try to be better and try to be stronger and try to be more and try to be those who say that drug addicts can never be something, but it's not true, that nothing is something, no matter what, because nothing can never be nothing. A person who is something is always something and be more the something that they have been. A person who looks at an addict and says, you're not something because I decide that you are the history of what you are. You're the past that lives in the present. You're the past that persists in the present. You're the past that I have no intention or inclination to love or want, because that past is always going to be there. It's going to rear its head. So I judge you by your past. A drug addict isn't that, Father. My Lord, a drug addict isn't that. It's true, but a drug addict is that too, sir. It is. Here they are. What other words would you like me to say, my Lord? And God tells me to say this. You're a man who doesn't want to be a drug addict, but a man who doesn't carry his addiction anymore is what God tells you. But any drug addict can say that too. You can be clean, you can be shaven, you can be showered, and you can smell good. And you can be someone that appears to be just a normal dude. But a normal dude is a normal dude that also fights and struggles and fights for his life and fights for what he has and fights for what he doesn't want to lose. It's an experience not too unique to you, sir. It's an experience that is not unique to anyone who's ever experienced what it is to lose everything in life that matters to many but matters to none. When the thing that matters most is the thing that those who lose and lose and lose reach for when they have no one else or no one to reach for. They reach to family. They reach to ones that love them. They reach to them. And many times they reach too late. They reach wrong. No, they reach, and reaching is right no matter what. It's the way that those that look at them may be what's wrong. And it's the fault of you, the addict, who reaches, but reaches without being the one who knows, but then knows too that the reach may be too late. The reach may never be too late, is what God tells me. The reach is never wrong to reach. It's never wrong to say that I'm worth nothing, that I agree with you, that you believe that I'm the past and I'm what's rightly yours to judge because the past is what you see. The past isn't me. The past isn't you. The past isn't the drug addict who you never knew, too. Because if a drug addict has never been in your life, has never really been someone that you had to like or love, or maybe they were someone that you loved and lost for years. The person that they are is still there. The person you love is still there. The best of what you remember is still there. And if they carry you because you are a sibling, you are a loved one, you are a blood relative, and you are a family member, or you grew up with them, and you carry them too. You're someone who has a bit of them, and they have a bit of you. The life experiences that we share, we learn from each other, and they help us to grow. And the things that help us to grow are the things that we all carry. And we may have more in common, but there's a reason why an addict is an addict, and an addict doesn't know always why. There isn't a real one solution to fix it, but when an addict has nothing else except the life in front of them, and when they finally open their eyes, those who see them may be the ones who say, your eyes aren't open, you're not looking at anything. An addict isn't dumb. They have done dumb things. There is a certainty to that. But the addict that lives for life, an addict who wants life, and an addict who tries for life, and sobriety is a reflection of trying. A sober day for an addict is better than most of the days, it's true, of them being the ones who struggle to find their fix, to find their money, to find their food, to find anything to help them live through another day. The struggle of someone who has an addiction, who's lost everything, is a struggle that's so real. It's a struggle of life and death. You can be in your castle, you can be in your home, you can be in your whatever it might be that you have, and it can be gone. And then the struggle gets worse. The struggle is more complex. The struggle doesn't make something simple. If an addict struggles with his addiction and he struggles with more problems, he struggles with more struggle. It's something that can be alleviated by those who say that the troubles that they have are the troubles that they can find solutions for in places that replace the things that they lost temporarily so they can get back in the feet. A rehab is a home. A sober living is a home. But these are places too that don't always guarantee, many times, success of an addict being free. God tells me, dude, success isn't guaranteed, but when you have God in your life, and God is what leads, and God is what truly is more a reflection of what the drug addicts or addicts of recovery, addicts that succeed or addicts that say succeed, there is a profound, continuous cheer. Drug addicts credit God a lot of times, the spiritual too, the universe, the greater thing above whatever it might be, for finding themselves and finding the hope and finding what drives them to be drug addicts no more. You'll hear talk of God a lot in the rooms of AA. Credit to God a lot. He's there, and there are many who also don't talk of God but succeed. But when God works, that's something that maybe to those who feel that God is nothing, God won't be anything, God can't help you, God can't can hurt you, maybe is what you feel. Don't be afraid to reach to God if you're an addict, because an addict is you, and an addict is me, and an addict is those who die every day, who don't know how to live. No, because they just decide that life is too hard, or the life that they have is a life that they don't want, and a life that they don't want to reach for anymore. When you lose love, when you lose that sense of self-love, the sense of you're worth something, and it can get hurt tremendously by those that you love and those that love you. When they peck at you and you reach for them and you wish to feel the hope that they might have, the belief, and they peck at you and say you're nothing. They can be cruel, they can be wrong in every way to tell a loved one who needs help that they're the ones who are wrong. You're the addict wrong, and you're the addict gone. You're the addict no more for us in our family. No more, no more for us too. It happens all the time, and addicts experience this, and they all know that that's something real that they face. And it can be the beginning of a no addict life because things change dramatically when things as harsh as that happen in a person's life. But when you have things harsh happen, when a family wants to help you, help needs to be real. It needs to be right. It needs to be something that helps the addict too. Who's going to decide? Cruelty is a difficult way to decide something. If cruelty is what you reflect, then cruelty is what's wrong. When cruelty is what's wrong, then cruelty is what's not right. The reflections of cruelty are what you speak to an addict who seeks help. Then you're doing nothing but pushing the addict down. He won't talk to you. He won't want you to help him. He won't trust you to help him. And he won't need you to help him too, because you're not equipped to help. Cruelty doesn't help. Dismissing an addict's life, a person's life, doesn't help. To help to elevate their life, to help to preserve their life, to help to enrich their lives. And enriching lives can be as simple as just encouragement, positive word. Things heard can make a person's day feel that they're stronger, they can get through, no matter the obstacles, no matter the degree of stress, no matter the degree of difficulty that they see or real in front of them that they know. That reprieve of just hopelessness can be a powerful thing. So who's a drug addict? What's a drug addict? Who's a drug addict? A drug addict is not a drug addict for life. A drug addict is someone who just has a problem with drugs, true, and the degree is severe if you talk about a drug addict. A drug addict isn't a life sentence to be identified as that. A drug addict is someone can be very powerful if the experience that they share and how to come up from what they didn't succumb to can be powerful stories for people to hear about when we fail and about when we do things wrong. And wrong is what we all share when we fail. We do things wrong when we fail. You know, if we fail because of other people, they're still wrong in that. And there's plenty of stories like that drug addicts carry. And they're worth listening to too. And a lot of drug addicts who think they're worthless, no. The experience you have and the pain that you carry is a powerful power inside of you to help others when you can help yourself. And you do, you will, you can, absolutely. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And never forget that you're worth your life. So I salute all the addicts out there who still fight. I salute any addict at all who thinks that they're not worth their life. No, if you're the one who's alive, you're the one who's worth their life. And if you're the one who takes one step forward to be kind or to be kind to yourself, to be kind to anyone, or to think even of the possibility of leaving your addiction, think stronger, think longer, think more until you do it. Take that step. The little steps are what make a difference. The little steps are real in progress, real in reflecting that you're trying. And reach to God too is a good option too. So good luck to y'all. Amen.